Wassim, what exactly are they wanting?
Well, as you mentioned, Annette, this has been a tough year for everybody, but today students are rallying because they want to express their anger and their frustration. They feel that they've been particularly let down by the government over the past 12 months. They're asking authorities to really focus on the difficulties they're experiencing. For example, last year when we went to lockdown almost 12 months to the day, when bars and restaurants closed and we all were forced to stay home, that meant that many students lost their part-time jobs at restaurants or babysitting for neighbors' children, for example. And that usually represents a large part of financial income for those students. So a lot of them are suffering from financial hardship. A lot of them are also suffering from academic and social isolation. For the past 12 months, a large chunk of university students have been still following classes online most of the time, except for about just a few weeks at the beginning of September. And that has led to depression and mental health issues for many of them. The government has, it's worth noting that the government has enacted some measures to help those students. One of them, for example, is to offer 2 €1 meals per day for all students. But the problem is those meals are only available for pickup at college cafeterias on campus. For many of those students, that's just impossible because they live, say, 45 minutes or an hour away from campus. If you've got classes from 8 a.m. to noon, for example, you get a 1-hour lunch break and then you're back in following online classes from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Well, hey, there's a nationwide curfew still in effect from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So there goes your day and you just have no time to go and pick up that meal, which was implemented to help you get through the month and still be able to feed yourself properly. So student unions, what they're asking for today is first of all, a reopening of universities at 50% capacity, because they say it is absolutely vital for students to be able to have some social contact. Many students still haven't met many of their other fellow class members, some of their professors, so they really want students to be able to at least go back to those university campuses at least half of the time. They also want a 1.5 billion euro relief package, which would increase welfare benefits and housing allowances. Those housing allowances, called APL here in France, are something that thousands of students really need because in order to be able to pay rent at the end of the month. One last bit of information: for the past few weeks and months, students have been going on Twitter using a hashtag Génération Sacrifiée, a sacrifice generation, to tell their stories of what they've been feeling, the hardships they've been experiencing for the past 12 months. Many of them make for a very sobering read. Many tweets, for example, saying that students have been limiting themselves to 1 meal per day in order to be able to pay rent at the end of the month. Annette?
Wassim Cornet, thank you for that.